Up around the D.C. area, about 1.5 inches. And again, this is from now until Tuesday night. So right now, the models have the heaviest rain staying well to the west of us and, of course, to the south of us. But speaking of the south of us, all these yellows, look at this, all the way through North Carolina, back towards Charlotte, down through Columbia, South Carolina, out towards Charleston. That's going to be some devastating rainfall. And when we talk about how much rain, especially for Wilmington, let's go ahead and put it in this perspective. 1 inch of rain is 27 gallons, okay, of water in 1 acre. That's in 1 acre. I'm sorry, 27,000 gallons in 1 acre of land. Now, Wilmington, with that being said, if they're going to get 25 inches, that is 15 billion gallons of water. All right, so that is enough. 15 billion gallons of water in the size of Wilmington, which is 41 square miles. That means it's going to be, could fill up 22,000 Olympic-sized pools. So that's how much water we're talking about that is going to fall right around the Wilmington area if this forecast stays on track. That is a lot of water. That water has nowhere to go. Half of their town is below sea level. So again, that's going to be something that we're watching. And we're seeing some rain showers here, but definitely nothing like that down there in North Carolina, Doug.
No, nothing like that at all. I mean, just take a look at our radar right now. You can see where we're dealing with some shower activity. Around Frederick, around Hagerstown, nothing around the activity now. We'll continue to watch that as we move on through the rest of the night tonight. 79 degrees on your Friday, 80 degrees on Saturday as you make your way in towards the rest of the week. Finally getting some nice weather next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Plenty of sunshine, too, and we need it.
Nils Lofgren has played with the best. His boss for more than 3 decades was the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Lofgren grew up in the D.C. area and is back for a weekend of shows. News 4's Mark Seagraves sat down to talk about being home and how meeting Jimi Hendrix changed his life.
He's known for his blistering guitar work and his onstage acrobatics. At 67 years old, Nils Lofgren is still going strong as a member of Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band and as a singer-songwriter. And Nils is happy to be back home where it all started. We caught up with him downtown at the Willard Hotel.
Walk down M Street or Wisconsin Avenue and look at all the old buildings I used to work in.
Lofgren recalls as a teenager going to the old Ambassador Theater in Adams Morgan to see Jimi Hendrix.
And that night I walked out of there thinking, man, I was almost possessed with an uncomfortable notion of I think I have to try being a professional rock musician.
A few years later, Lofgren and his band Grin would be the opening band for Hendrix on Lofgren's 19th birthday.
So I knocked on the Winnebago door, and Jimi Hendrix answered the door. And he was just standing there grinning at me, and I shook his hand and said, Mr. Hendrix, I'm giant fan. You're really the reason why I'm trying to be a professional musician.
Nils would go on to have a prolific career with his solo music and for more than 3 decades as Springsteen's guitarist. He's in town this weekend performing his original songs, including new music he's been working on for the past year. And he does something during his shows that you won't see many rock stars do. He'll tap dance.
I'll take a poke at it in the show, and still I'm a beginner, so it's either, mildly musical or hilarious.
We asked Nils what's next for Springsteen and the E Street Band after Bruce wraps up his one-man Broadway show.
I would imagine after 4 or 5 nights a week for 1.5 years, you might want to rest a bit, but fingers crossed there'll be another chapter. Absolutely no plans at the moment.
As for Lofgren's solo career, he hopes to release his new album next spring, and he's looking forward to his 3 shows this weekend.
I always love playing in the D.C. area. There's just a level of comfort here and history that, puts me at ease.
I could listen to Nils Lofgren play guitar all night long, but I could also listen to him tell stories. He has so many decades and decades of rock and roll stories. Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, Bruce Springsteen. And the great thing about seeing him this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Birchmere, is not only will he play, but in these acoustic, intimate settings, he tells a lot of these stories to the audience. So it's a great night, and it'll be a great 3-night stand at the Birchmere this weekend.
And it's already sold out for Saturday, correct?
I believe that's correct.